President Bush arrives in Saudi Arabia. American forces get ready for another big step in the buildup.
This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting tonight live from Saudi Arabia, where it's already Thursday morning, Thanksgiving Day, for between 200,000 and 300,000 American servicemen and women in the desert and in the Persian Gulf. President Bush arrived in this country from Paris a few hours ago and began his talks with Arab leaders, apparently seeking the go-ahead for offensive military action if necessary. Later, the president will spend Thanksgiving with some of the troops he sent here. Wyatt Andrews is with Mr. Bush.
George Bush set foot tonight in a place where, for the moment, he can do no wrong. Here, he is the leader who rescued the Saudi monarchy, the commander-in-chief of the largest defending army. And to top that off, the president today pocketed some striking diplomatic gains in the drive to heap pressure on Iraq. Mr. Bush's crusade for UN permission to remove Saddam by force picked up crucial backing today. France said it supports the idea outright, while Soviet President Gorbachev, who all but endorsed the resolution, called for the UN Security Council to convene.
And there is a need for a meeting of the UN Security Council without delay to discuss the situation and to take a decision there.
To keep up the drumbeat, the president met the exiled emir of Kuwait tonight and announced that pictures allegedly showing atrocities by Iraqi invaders would be presented this coming week at the United Nations. These pictures, circulated by Kuwaiti exiles to the traveling White House press, are purportedly part of that presentation. Some are appallingly violent. Others show the destruction of war, all now part of a coordinated campaign to buttress the case for a military green light.
It is a moving and touching and horrible story. And I come away from this conversation more committed than ever to seeing this cruel occupation come to an end and those responsible for this violence called to account.
The president wants to build this pressure so badly, he's now agreed to meet Syria's president, Hafez al-Assad, this Friday. Never mind that Syria is still, to the U.S., a terrorist state. Never mind that Syria hurt the United States in Lebanon. Syria now has such a powerful army and a hatred for Iraq that the president sees virtue in diplomatic amnesia. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
America's top military man said today that even more American troops might be ordered to the Gulf to counter Iraq's newly announced buildup. Saddam Hussein has said that he will send 250,000 more troops into Kuwait. General Colin Powell, chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, said today if Saddam does that, additional American forces could be deployed in response. Right now, the second big wave of the American buildup is just starting to pour in. Bob Simon is covering it.
Let's go with the bag. It's working, it's going, it's moving, it's moving.
The movement of men and materiel from America to Saudi Arabia last summer was the largest, fastest, and most complicated deployment of the 20th century. It will be dwarfed by what is starting now.
This one will be twice as fast. And we broke all records known to man on the first one.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Major General Gus Pagonis is running the show, the maestro logistician of Desert Shield, trying to move at an American pace in a Saudi world. He will need to supply the 200,000 Americans who are here, while he supplies the equal number who are coming. He will need more ammunition dumps. He will need more depots for parts and for people, these refugees from civilization. It is tougher to prepare for an attack than for a defense. You need more, you need it right away, and you need it further north. Amateurs talk strategy, he says. Professionals talk logistics.
This time we have 150 buses, 700 trucks, and 16,000 soldiers in my command right now. Okay.
He is the superintendent of the American Empire here, answering to no one but to General Schwarzkopf.
Hey, Pagonis, where's Gus? What are you doing about getting ice?
It's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while.
But you should get some free ice Cokes today or tomorrow down here.
The long, thin line of trucks in the sand is getting longer every week now as troops are deployed closer to Iraq and to Kuwait, getting in position for what the president has described as the military option. But on Pagonis' plate today is a problem requiring immediate solution.
We have not located shrimp cocktail. We've got the shrimp, but we don't have the cocktail sauce.
Well, the Saudis have a sauce.
Mr. Masri's out right now, scouring the kingdom.
The general and his fellow chefs are assembling all the ingredients for a desert engagement. Now it's for President Bush to decide when to turn up the flame. Bob Simon, CBS News, Saudi Arabia.
The U.S. military is preparing 50 tons of Thanksgiving turkey for U.S. servicemen and women in the Persian Gulf region, but in many ways, a soldier told us today, tomorrow will be just another day in the desert.
Today, in the northernmost part of the Saudi desert, men of the 4th Cavalry 24th Infantry Division were practicing their job, which is to be out front, the Army's eyes and ears.
25, execute decision, point 1.
The cavalrymen are the most exposed of soldiers, and they told us they'll have to take their turns on Thanksgiving Day.
In different books you've read on different holidays or different types of the year, you know, enemies take that chance and try to strike. You know, that's the case here probably too, we don't know. But we try to keep ourselves thinking about our job, and then, you know, in the back of your mind, you're always thinking about holidays and family.
There was no let-up in the drill today, and you could see how the daily training was paying off.
He's zeroed. Right that.
The commander says he can prevent any holiday surprises from the enemy.
If they know us, and I'm sure they think they know us, they're also going to know that we know that, and we're going to be a little more on our toes during the holiday season.
Do you have plans to be a little more on your toes?
We're on our toes all the time, but we are going to have extra precautions.
You pre-planned that?
Oh, yes, sir.
But while those men are out there, their thoughts will be at home.
Right now, I think they'll be getting ready to put the turkey in the oven and get the dressings ready.
Do you think about that?
Yeah, I think about it a lot. I had a chance to call home. My mom told me just take care and she'll try to save me something for next time.
She's got to be worried about you.
She is worried about it, but she said, you know, just do what I have to do and come on home safe. And I think that's what I'm going to do.
CBS News Defense Department correspondent David Martin reports from the Pentagon tonight that the U.S. military is about to announce a freeze on all departures from the U.S. Army. That would mean that anyone scheduled to leave the Army would not be allowed to do so for the duration of the crisis. Martin also reports that a freeze apparently will be put on all transfers. Now, still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, live from Saudi Arabia, Bruce Morton will have a story on America's Thanksgiving of concern, 100 days into the possibility of war and the Persian Gulf crisis.
Here's 2 cold medicines. Choose one.
Sudafed.
Now choose again. This relieves these 3 symptoms, this 9.
9.
You chose
Tristan. It relieves more of the symptoms of my cold. Sudafed only relieves the sinus congestion.
Tristan relieves 9 tough cold symptoms.
Hey, the Polaroid Spectra Instant camera is great. It does everything. Autofocus, built-in flash, and with the holidays and your family's coming, I know you're going to want to see your pictures right away.
You know he's right.
Shoot some slices, shoot some shreds, shoot some salad, 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 salad shooter.
Presto Salad Shooter Slicer Shredder. Point and shoot right where you want. Clean up easy, dishwasher safe, store anywhere.
Salad shooter.
Original, cordless, and professional salad shooter.
Hello. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm having a dinner party and I've run out of coffee.
Come in.
Thank you.
Oh, just a minute. Would Taster's Choice be too good for your guests?
Oh, I think they could get used to it.
It's a very sophisticated coffee.
They have very sophisticated taste.
Do they?
Yes. Well, I must be getting back.
Savor the sophisticated taste of Taster's Choice.
So have you met your new neighbor yet? Oh, I've popped in for coffee.
As Americans prepare for Thanksgiving Day in and around the Persian Gulf here and back at home, there is much to be thankful for and much to think about. This Thanksgiving, Americans, of course, are thinking about and talking about why are we in the Gulf? Thoughts of Plymouth Rock and the sands of Saudi. Bruce Morton reports on America 1990, the night before Thanksgiving.
Persian Gulf now goes to church with us.
That the hostages and the people in the armed forces in foreign lands may be strengthened by their trust and faith in the Lord. We pray to the Lord. Lord, hear our prayer.
Many prayers from many pulpits.
Peace in our streets, peace in our homes, peace in the Persian Gulf.
But after the prayers, there is uncertainty. Why are we there? And is it worth the lives of young Americans?
I really don't agree with chasing oil halfway around the world.
That oil represents the energy. Energy is what we live by.
We should not be there in war. We should be there in a peacekeeping activity.
I wish that the U.S. would just simply leave the situation to the people who inhabit the Middle East.
The Gulf goes with us everywhere, to work, to play.
Hussein cannot just go into a country and take over. I mean,
we'll go to war and eventually we'll win, and we'll have an era of new terrorism for decades to come.
Volleyballs thump on the friendly sand of Santa Monica, but the Gulf and those other sands are on our minds here too.
Same as any other war, it's just over money and oil.
A Vietnam veteran.
Am I against war? Yes, I'm against war. If the whole world decides that's the only solution to this problem, then maybe it's the only solution to the problem.
This peaceful, pretty place is the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, a naval ROTC class.
If it's a wartime scenario...
The Gulf is on their minds. They might have to fight there.
National defense isn't always pretty. I mean, sometimes you have to go in.
I'm mainly happy that it hasn't resorted to conflict yet, and I hope it doesn't, because I don't think that we're going to get very far that way.
I think the United States is probably going to have to get tough with Saddam.
On other campuses, this is Oberlin in Ohio, students demonstrate against a war which hasn't started yet.
Kuwait is a constitutional monarchy. Saudi Arabia doesn't let women drive. What the hell are we fighting for? I haven't a clue.
Finally, we came to Gettysburg.
That's what they joined for, and that's their duty, just like the soldiers here were doing their duty.
10,000 Americans died in this single battle. Did they know why they fought here? Or did they, like Americans today, hear an uncertain trumpet?
Well, I think we're there to protect the world.
American voices in the autumn wind. What they are saying suggests we are willing to fight, if we have to, suggests we would rather not fight alone, and suggests, too, that we are not sure of our cause, not certain of the reasons why young Americans may have to face the cannon's mouth. Bruce Morton, CBS News, Gettysburg.
Connie Chung in New York will have the day's other news in a moment. I'll be back later in the broadcast with the story of cavalrymen in the sands.
I got just two things to say about this cereal. Boring. It's too simple. These days you gotta add oats or straw or hay or something. This is nothing but flakes. Huh. All right, the taste is good. I'm kind of shocked that something this simple tastes this good. You know, I think your simplicity angle will work after all. This cereal might just make it.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Corn Flakes? Hey, can I pick a winner or what?
Taste them again for the first time.
Seems to me a new car warranty should cover the entire car for many miles. Now take Ford Taurus. Its basic warranty ends at just 12,000 miles. But the basic warranty on the new Cutlass Supreme goes a bit farther. Like from New York to LA, back to New York to LA, 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 to New York, plus a trip to Anchorage, Alaska. Cutlass Supreme with its Bumper to Bumper Plus warranty. Here's one car that does it all and does it right. Hey, Dad.
This is the new generation of old.
Presenting a turning point in the history of screwdriving. The Black & Decker cordless screwdriver. A screwdriver so powerful it can drive 100 screws on a single charge. The Black & Decker cordless screwdriver. A powerful gift idea.
We'd like to talk about our new favorite fruit juice.
Personally, I'd rather drink it.
Some people don't care that Sunsweet prune juice has more of 7 important vitamins and minerals than these other juices.
They just like Sunsweet because they like Sunsweet.
Mm-hmm.
Making sense out of your money matters is the name of the game in today's financial world.
I'm Steve Crowley, inviting you to watch my money reports on News Channel 5.
Hard times and hard time today for junk bond financier Michael Milken. Ever since he pleaded guilty to 6 felony counts in April and agreed to a record $600 million penalty, Milken awaited the judge's sentence. Today, that sentence came down. As business correspondent Ray Brady reports, it was a shocker.
He arrived like royalty, the king of the junk bond market. But hardly an hour later, Michael Milken was sobbing as his high-priced attorney, Arthur Lyman, described Milken's good deeds. But then, minutes later, Milken stoic, the courtroom gasping, Judge Kimball Wood pronouncing sentence, 10 years in jail, a tough sentence, twice as tough as most observers had expected.
I think that Judge Wood sentenced him based upon the fact that his name was Michael Milken.
The judge had to send a message that this kind of conduct is not to be tolerated. And I think 10-year sentence is definitely going to get the message out.
The sentencing of Michael Milken today marks the end of an era. But the tough sentence imposed by the judge shows that what went on in Wall Street in the 1980s won't be tolerated in the 1990s. What's more, Milken is still a wealthy man, worth an estimated $700 million. So far, he's refused to follow the lead of other convicted Wall Streeters. He's refused to cooperate with the government to catch other lawbreakers. Today's tough sentence could motivate Milken to talk, with government prosecutors then asking a lighter sentence for him or a parole in a few years in return for evidence about other lawbreakers.
Some kind of evidence that the junk bond market was manipulated in a manner that caused the failure of some savings and loans would really attract the prosecution at this point.
Whether that will happen, though, may well depend on conversations between Milken and attorney Arthur Lyman. Ray Brady, CBS News, New York.
More shockwaves today from the collapse of junk bonds and the S&L industry disaster. It's no secret that U.S. Treasury officials want to save money by changing the current federal deposit insurance of up to $100,000 per account. There's word today that one proposal under consideration would restrict each American to 3 federally insured accounts, period, no matter how little money is in each. Charges of child abuse in Indiana. Authorities say the dead girl's father is a doctor who was put on probation for illegally dispensing drugs to his family. State records show her stepmother is a nurse whose license was suspended when she failed to complete a drug detoxification program. What happened to the 5-year-old girl and how she died, and the terrible questions raised by that death, are the subjects of Frank Courier's report.
In Crown Point, a wooded northwest Indiana suburb of Chicago, no one is sure what horrible things happened inside this house, where a little girl was found tortured, murdered, police say, allegedly by her parents. 5-year-old Amy Shipley was brutally beaten, her body bruised from head to toe, doctors say. She'd been locked in a bathroom and, according to the autopsy, starved to death.
I can't imagine why anybody would do something like this to their own child.
Especially, they say, this man, Gary Shipley, a 34-year-old heart surgeon who, with his second wife, Gloria, is charged with homicide and child neglect in Amy's death. In a little central Indiana prairie town of Clayton, where Shipley grew up, the all-American boy, friends of his family are incredulous.
I was shocked that something like that could go on that long.
For relatives, friends, not to be able to see this, I mean, what they do, never show the kid.
At Cascade High School, where Shipley was a straight-A valedictorian, class of '74, and a star athlete, his teachers are at a loss to explain how this could have happened to one of their best and brightest.
It's beyond my scope to even comprehend it, that he would ever be involved in anything like this.
While most of those who knew him never suspected, child welfare officials here in northwest Indiana were warned by social workers downstate that his daughters might be at risk of abuse. And yet Shipley, it seems, always stayed one step ahead of investigators. Moving with his family 6 times in 3 years across Indiana, Shipley was troubled by a failed marriage, mounting debts, and a medical practice haunted by reports of drug and child abuse. In the end, some officials hint concern focused less on Amy's welfare than on protecting her father's reputation as a doctor.
Was he treated differently because he was a doctor than he would have been treated had he not been a doctor? That's the question I keep asking in my mind.
These cases slip through the cracks because the system is overwhelmed, it's overburdened. Social workers and others working in the system simply are trying to handle too many families at one time.
The terrible details of what happened here must wait for trial, when Amy's two surviving sisters may testify against their father and stepmother. The irony of a child welfare system bent on keeping the family together, but which instead wound up costing a little girl her life. Frank Currier, CBS News, Coatesville, Indiana.
A defiant Margaret Thatcher returned home today from the Paris summit. Thatcher went straight to the House of Commons to open her battle for survival as Conservative Party leader and Prime Minister. Her fate will be decided next week in a second ballot by Parliament Conservatives. They failed yesterday to give Thatcher the required majority over challenger Michael Heseltine, her former defense secretary. Soviet television reports tonight that a Soviet airliner has crashed in Siberia, killing all 176 people on board. It says the wings just fell off as the plane neared landing. And that's our report from here. In a moment, more from Dan Rather with our troops in the Gulf.
Choosing a sinus product is like watching TV at 3 in the morning. You keep switching, but it's hard to find anything you like.
It's a new form of sinus medicine.
Can't they come up with something different?
From the most trusted name in pain relief comes
different.
New Tylenol Sinus Gel Caps.
Different.
Maximum strength pain and pressure relief. Concentrated, solid, easy to swallow. New maximum strength Tylenol Sinus Gel Caps. The first sinus gel cap.
This is an apple. This is a glass of water. What do they have in common? Simple. If you don't take care of your gums by brushing, if you don't take care of your gums by flossing, if you don't go for regular checkups, you don't sink your teeth into this. You sink them into this.
This message is sponsored by Crest, with the approval of the American Dental Association.
I know exactly what to get your brother. The Sharp electric typewriter. 50,000 word dictionary, word correction, spell check.
Now you won't have to help him with his homework every night.
Gee, what'll I do with my evenings?
The product. The proving grounds. The results. STP gas treatment is the edge.
Deep in the desert and far forward, headquarters of the 2nd Squadron, 4th Cavalry, 24th Infantry Division, United States Army. They call it Fort Apache.
Fort Apache, named after Fort Apache and our John Wayne heroes. I love John Wayne.
Lieutenant Colonel Glenn Pope runs his encampment as a traditionalist. He believes in the cavalry. He believes in his men. He believes in a traditional Thanksgiving.
Towards the end of the day, just like you do at home, you usually eat in late afternoon. We're going to have a big Thanksgiving dinner with everything, turkey, dressing, cranberry sauce. Only we want to have is football games.
We do have blessings, and let us never fail to remember that.
Chaplain Dan Payne told us the holidays are the hardest days for soldiers. On Thanksgiving Day, family is everything.
Homesickness, missing families. But my challenge to them in those kinds of times and having that need is to stay in touch, maintain that contact, write letters every day. Letters come to them, and that helps to fill some of that emptiness that's there.
Major Greg Stone knows keeping in touch hurts. He's been able to make one call home in 89 days.
It was very, very hard to say hello. Certainly was hard to say goodbye and see the click of the phone. And hear the phone go click. That was one of the hardest things I've done since I've been here. That was a very difficult thing to do.
Well, I don't want to embarrass you in any way, but did your eyes rim a bit?
Absolutely. In fact, I told the kids in a letter I wrote home, I said, I hope you guys don't think Daddy's a wimp, but I might have cried a little bit when I hung the phone up and had a little misty bit to my eyes.
It's the youngest for whom it's hardest. Young, but old enough to fight.
Just turned 20 years old on Sunday, sir.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, sir.
Birthday on Sunday, Thanksgiving on Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Well, how are you feeling about spending the holidays out here?
Well, I can't say it makes me too awful happy, but I guess it's something I've got to do, so it's about all I can really do.
You find yourself thinking about it quite a bit or not so much?
I think about it a lot, really. You know, probably the hardest times are right in the evening time, you know, right before you go to bed or something like that.
Well, have you found yourself thinking about Thanksgiving and the holidays?
I'm thinking about the home-cooked meals. And that's about it, sir.
What will your family be doing tomorrow on Thanksgiving?
They'll be getting together, just stuffing their face.
Soldiers spend hours on watch, hours to think, hours to brood.
I haven't really thought about it that much. I'm trying not to, you know, because basically, you know, try and stay away from being depressed and try to keep the spirits high.
How do you do that?
It's a good question.
Are you married?
Yes, sir. I've been married for about 3 years now.
Children?
One on the way. Due date's today, actually.
Today is the due date?
Yes, sir.
Might be a Thanksgiving baby.
Might be.
Well, you must think about that pretty often.
Yeah. Just about every day, I guess.
Well, this may come out of some movie, World War II movie or Korea movie or something like that, but I did that before we came, and I put a picture of my family in the bottom of my helmet here.
On Thanksgiving Day, family is everything.
And that's part of our world tonight. Dan Rather for the CBS Evening News, reporting tonight from Saudi Arabia. Our special thanks to the men and women of the United States Army for making this broadcast possible. See you tomorrow from the Persian Gulf. Good night.
You know, Dad always said, Norman, you have to give 100% every day.
If you want 100% whole grain, only one of these leading cereals has it. Only Wheaties is made with 100% whole grain.
Dad also said, Norman, if you want to be a champion,
better get your whole grain.
Better eat your Wheaties. But you better never call me Norman.
From the outback of Australia, you can see the lights of Paris. Or survey the castles of Frankfurt from atop the Great Wall. From Mount Fuji, you can see the Champs-Élysées. To the eyes of a Buddha in Thailand, you can see the Rhine rolling through Germany. And from the Kansas heartland, you can see the heart of France. You can see it all on United, because the airline that spreads its wings across Asia and the U.S. now turns toward Europe, beginning with Frankfurt and Paris. Come see it all on the airline that spans more than half the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
Smith. Tomorrow, President Bush pays a Thanksgiving Day visit to the troops in Saudi Arabia. Live coverage tomorrow on CBS This Morning.
This is CBS.
Good evening, I'm Vicki Yates.
And I'm Chris Clark. Coming up on News Channel 5, 6 o'clock report, the legal challenge to the way Tennessee pays for public education may be over, thanks to the state's educational reform plans.
Hitting the highway and taking off on this busy travel day. And watch your waistline with our holiday calorie countdown.
We'll have those stories, getting ready to go to the golf and kicking off a country Christmas.
Plus the holiday forecast. The 6 o'clock report is next. Join us.
The time to own the four-door sports car. The car that's